Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 4, Episode 7. If you're new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Why don't y'all just go and do that now? Let me take a pause for the cause. And we're back. Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Previously on Tyler Perry's Sistas. Karen and Aaron, he's sitting there rubbing her feet, asking if she shows she pregnant, she shows she wanted to be Zach's, and she shows she don't want it to be yours. Zach makes a new friend, and Andi gets moved. When the episode first opens up, Andi comes in and notices that everything is gone. So, child, she running through the place all frantically. Where are my things? Where are my things? So she goes back to her phone, picks up her phone and calls the doorman. He's like, "This is Randy. Congratulations." She's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, your new apartment. You bought the penthouse." She's like, I'm confused." "Well, honey, that ain't nothing new. You always confused." She's like, "Where are my things?" He said, "They're in the penthouse. The super had me move them in." Tyler. Under normal circumstances, you can't even get them to give you a spare key when you lock yourself out. And they've been seeing you come in the leasing office for at least 3 or 4 years. So how this man managed to buy a whole penthouse, move her to the deluxe apartment in the sky, and nobody better than I. Nobody called her. Nobody said, "Sir, are you authorized to do these things? Are you her husband? Are you on the lease?" I don't know what's happening. But Tyler, it ain't making no sense now. This ain't making no sense. And this ain't cute. She's like, "So are you kidding me right now?" He's like, "No, I was told that you were selling. You want the keys?" She's like, "How do you take my things and move them to a whole other apartment? Like, where they do that at?" Now, she ain't say where they do that at, but y'all know I like to add my own shit. That's what I would have had her say, honey, because she act like a pigeon, so I'm going to treat her like a pigeon. Moving forward. He said, "I just did what I was told, ma'am." She said, "By who?" Okay, y'all are having a whole full-on conversation. I would have said, "Randy, direct me in the direction of my okay? Because I didn't ask y'all to come in here and touch my unmentionables. No one was authorized to move my things out. So someone's going to be held responsible for this. Now, I don't know if it's you, Randy. I don't know if it's Tito, Jermaine, Michael, Janet, Reby. I don't know which one of the Jacksons it's going to be. But y'all better find all my stuff, and y'all better find it now. Now, I'm going to hang this phone up, and by the time I count to 3, because you know we in Thailand, so by the time I count to 3, it should happen. My stuff better be back in this apartment. 1, 2, my girl. That's how I should have went if I was right. This child would have been a whole fool. But since Tyler is writing it, here we go. She said, "Who were you told by?" He said, "Mr. Robinson." Not Mr. Robinson, the building owner. She's like, "No one thought to ask me?" He said, "Is there a problem, ma'am?" "Yes, sir. Her apartment is empty after a long day of law firming. She has nothing in her place to lay her head down." Boy. So she's like, "Yes, can you call him?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll call him." "Oh, you know what? He's actually on your floor." Not he just roaming around on your floor, and he just happened to know that he on your floor. What, y'all got beepers, pages? What is going on? He's like, "Let me get him for you. I'll send him up to your apartment. He's on the way." This is so scary and nervousing to me. Why is this man gaining access to my space and moving my things? I do not like that. She's like, "Okay, thank you, Randy." So she gets off the phone. She goes, "Penthouse? You have got to be kidding me." No. So Mr. Robinson comes in, thanking her for her purchase. He's like, "You got it for a steal." She said, "I did?" He said, "Yeah, $3 million. We can have you moved in. You paid all cash, and all we need for you to do is sign the papers. When would you like to sign?" She's like, can I get back to you on that? Because I'm not sure." Now, girl, you know dang on well you did not purchase that place. Then she gets a call that Gary is in the building. He's like, "Would you like me to send him up?" She's like, "Yeah, send him up." No, send him down, preferably straight to hell. Like, Gary is too much. My girls hold me down, the boys mess around, and scene. In the next scene, he arrives, right? Well, not the next scene, honey, because we still in the same scene, because this whole episode was 2 scenes long. And we still didn't really get into Fatima getting into it with Karen, okay? We were too busy playing Sex in the City. Gary is not Mr. Big. Okay, so what we need to do is get these characters fleshed out so that people can relate to them a little bit more. Because Andi, being the bimbo attorney, sleeping with the married man that is now turned boyfriend, Jasmine is still in jail for playing with rubber bullets. Karen has had this same outfit on for 17 episodes. If I have to see those bell bottoms one more day, Tyler, I'm not playing with you. And somebody please cock Karen's wig to the other side. What Sheree told Kim Zolciak? I just want to shift it a little bit. Please shift that wig. I'm so tired, honey. I don't know if y'all can tell I'm tired, but I's tired. So he arrives. She's like, close the door. She said, how did you do it? He said, you bought a $3 million penthouse. Of course. Of course they moved your things. Ugh, Gary is such a rockhead. She's like, Gary, do you think buying me all of these things is going to work? Because it's not. Girl, please. He's like, well, what about me loving you? She said, nope, it didn't work the way that I was doing it. Gary sure does have an influx of money. When all of his assets were frozen and he couldn't buy a $3 million penthouse and a Rolls Royce, but he asked her for his money back when he got out of jail. Andi, do not forget this. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, Karen is the bitter friend. No, Karen is the friend that is telling her what should be done. Now, granted, misery does love company. But at the same time, let's not forget who Gary is, okay? He's the same person that took her out into the middle of nowhere, okay? Bought her a house that she did not want. He loves to make decisions for her. I don't know if she's paying attention. Drove her out to that home that she did not want, where he was arrested and left her to fend for herself. She was walking down a long road where she got picked up by one of the agents. Her cell phone was apprehended. Then he gave her money, put it in her account, got pissed because she was seen talking to someone else. That's before she was even cheating with Rockin' Robin. Saw her talking to someone, got pissed, and asked for his money back. No backsies, okay? But of course, she gave it back. Not to mention, he then had nowhere to stay. Moved in with her and brought in a sex therapist that was helping him to simulate fellatio. Oh, and let's not forget he was married. So if he cheated on Jasmine and her rubber bullets, he gonna cheat on you in this twisted bob. I just thought it was just so strange that he got all this money, honey. He gonna do the same thing with that deluxe apartment in the sky. I would not accept that. If you don't take him back, you got another man in there, you can never go there with your other man. Like, it's just not gonna make no sense. Doesn't Tyler see how crazy this is? This is not making any sense. So he's promising to do better. Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, begging. He's like, please, Andi, just give me another chance. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. So he begging, child. And Andi is giving him a hard time, as she should. She's like, I want my things back in my apartment now. He's like, don't you want to see it? She said, no, I want to buy my own things with my own money. So then she starts throwing her little romp in the bed in his face with Robin, and he's begging like he sweat for another chance, but she's saying that she's done. She's like, I want my things back. So girl, where you gonna sleep tonight? Like, let's hope Karen don't have a crib set up so you can stay tonight. Like, what we gonna do, girl? What are we gonna do? What we gonna do? Child, this is a fool. Shout out to Total. Moving forward. Just then, 3 the hard way show up and show Gary the door. Step right on out, honey. Sabrina notices that the place is empty. Here go Karen. What the hell is going on here? Oh, Karen in that Gone with the Wind fabulous accent. Oh, child, that trips me out every time I hear it. Danny said, did he come take all this crap back? Child, I wouldn't put it past him. She's like, see, that's why you can't let no man buy you nothing, because he be repossessing it at any time. Honey, and will. Andi is like, no, he had all my things moved. He bought me the penthouse upstairs. They're like, what? Wow. Danny said, oh my God, that's so sweet. So he bought it and it's paid for. So why are we still like standing here? Like, let's move on up. No, Wheezy, we're not moving on up. Girl, she already trying to rent the place out. She's like, I could take this one. I'm gonna be a real good tenant. Danny, you can barely pay rent where you are. So then Karen goes, first the car, now this. Sabrina and Danny are like, the car? She said, yeah, he bought her a Rolls Royce. Danny said, oh. Okay, well, let's rethink, Gary, because all this ballish, maybe there can be an amendment. No, ma'am. No, it cannot. This is manipulation at its finest. Girl, you better not accept these things. Gary is very controlling, plus he's a cheater. Oh, honey, I don't know how y'all keep forgetting that. The only person that really knows the right thing when it comes to Gary, honey, because she can't figure her own stuff out, is Karen. So Sabrina's like, well, you were just saying something different, Danny. Like, what are you talking about? Danny was like, oh, no. That's when I thought it wasn't in her name. See, they can repossess it if it's not in your name. But this is in her name. So Karen said, I don't like this. I don't either, Karen. And yes, I am sure. Moving forward. So Danny decides she gonna go see how it look. She was like, let me go see it. So her and her Fashion Nova high-waisted jeans and Sabrina and her conservative skirts, they go see it. In the next scene, they go upstairs, child. It's amazing how the psycho can be forgiven, but Preston, who's trying to correct his behavior and basically laying it all out on the table, is not given a second chance. Danny, is your mind bad or is your mind bad? Girl, goodbye. So they press P for the penthouse, and baby, when they get off, this place is decked out. But I don't see none of her things. I was looking around like, where's Andi's stuff? It does make that apartment she's standing in look like a studio, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. This place is immaculate. It's stunning. It is stunning. And baby, that closet in that bathroom, that is an inspiration. Do y'all hear me? That huge picture of Andi, and she looks absolutely gorgeous in that picture, by the way. It's giving me Cynthia Bailey. You remember when Peter got that big mural of Cynthia Bailey and put it inside of Bar 1? That's what that reminded me of. But I did take a screenshot of that because that will be in my closet. Let me tell you something about a Tyler Perry production. He might not always get the writing right, but he gonna set the scene with some beautiful places. The one scene that sticks out in my mind is that scene in one of his movies where there was this wedding and the angels, real life angels, were coming from the sky down in the ceiling. And Jennifer Lewis was the party planner. And they opened that door and it was time for them to get married. I will never forget that. I want to reenact that so bad. Except I don't want to get married. And then looking at this and looking at Andi's closet. And baby, that picture. Oh, yes, ma'am, honey. Oh, I would definitely be recreating that. Because, honey, I like to look at me, if nobody else don't. Moving forward. This will be the moment. This will really be the moment, but it's Gary. So I can't give him that, honey. Just call me Karen. And yes, I'm sure. Downstairs, Karen and Andi, they're trying to get a beverage, but then they realize that he cleaned out the refrigerator too. So Karen told Andi, like, you can stay the night with me. It's always these two and them two. Have y'all noticed that? It's like a best friend group within a best friend group. It's always like that when you have more than two girls. But anywho, that's just a side note. I just noticed that. But yeah, so they're having a conversation and Karen tells Andi that she can stay the night at her place. So they're talking and Karen asks again if Andi called Fatima. She was like, no, I did not call Fatima. She was like, I really want you to call her. So Andi said, are you sure? Yes, she's sure. She's sure. She's sure. She's sure. We're sure. Just call. So then Andi was like, okay, I'm going to call her. Over at Zach's almost complete home, he and Fatima, they're talking. She's like, okay, so I'm going to tell you about my day. So where do I start? He said, well, you can start by not paying rent next month. I know that's right. So then he asked how Fatima knows Gary. She said, he's Andi's ex. He's like, oh, that Gary. Scary Gary. He said, but is he legit? Fatima said, yeah, I vetted the out of him. And he's legit. But don't go giving him all your money. He gonna say, I'm not giving Scary Gary all my money. Why they talking about Gary like he the boogeyman? Oh, child, this is a whole fool. In the middle of them talking, Andi calls and tells Fatima that she wants her to come to this meetup. She's like, yeah, but why does Karen want me there? So baby Zach's ears perked up like a puppy. She said, well, she said it involved you, so I don't know. So she hangs up the phone. Fatima said, I'll think about it. I'll let you know, but let me talk to Zach. He immediately got defensive. He was like, I wasn't with her. I don't know what Karen's talking about. The whole sister circle on some BS. I'm like, calm down, Zach. Calm down, baby. So Fatima was like, Zach, calm down. Calm down. Boy, this isn't about that. Karen wants to meet with me. He said, no, we don't want to meet with her. We're brand new. We're doing fine. No, we don't want to meet with her. She said, maybe it's about her being pregnant. He said, man, she already told him that. And she said, no, I don't think that she did. Because I talked to Andi and she didn't mention it. He said, y'all be talking like that? She said, not about Karen, but I asked her and she didn't say anything. He said, okay, so why would she want you there? To try and make her feel away and about to fail miserably? But anywho, that's neither here nor there. She said, if it's your baby. He said, no, it is. She said, if. I know that's right. And why you acting like you really wanted to be your baby? That would have gave me an attitude. But y'all, that's just me. Fatima is like, well, maybe if it's your baby. She's trying to set a foundation for co-parenting and she wants her friends to hear it. Karen is not that adult. I know it sounds cute. Co-parenting. But that's not Karen. He's like, you think? No, I don't think. She said, I don't know. You tell me. He said, no. Well, okay, let me get out of my feelings. She can be. she can be mature, so maybe it's about that. She said, okay, so what do you want me to do? He said, you asking my permission. Boy, just tell her if she can go or not, honey, because it's involving you. You got her mixed up in this love triangle she didn't ask to be a part of. Boy, goodbye. Moving forward. He said, in that case, do you want to go? She was like, I can go. So they going back and forth about that for about 15 minutes. So then Zach brings up Karen coming by, and Fatima hit him with the mannequin challenge. Baby, she stood so still. She said she came by what house? He said, this house. She came by to say that somebody was looking for me. She said, who? He said, I don't know because I wasn't there. But Karen said that the person looked official, like a referee with a whistle. Y'all know I ain't got no sense. She was like, oh, okay, well, in that case, I'm definitely going because I need to get into this as I get into it, and I need to get all the information. Fatima be blacking out, and it's kind of scary for real. It really is. Like, it's cute when she does it with Hayden, but it's not cute when she does it with Zach. It's kind of scary. Like, Zach got to stop keeping things from her because that's not going to end well. So he's like, I can handle it. Don't worry about that. She said, okay, but I'm going to handle this. He said, oh, okay. Because, honey, he's scared about the whole blackout and whatnot. She said, okay. So I'm going to go home and I'm going to change. She said, for what? Because she need on her sneakers and her jeans in case anything pop off. Me? I am not going to an unleveled playing field on your home turf. Honey, I need my people there too. But apparently in Thailand, Fatima ain't got no people. The only person she semi-got is Andi. And Andi is really Team Karen. So I don't really know what to say. But all I know is I will be going home and put on my sneakers and looking just like Danny when I walk through the door. He's like, you look good. This the best I ever seen you look. He love to put some stank on it. Shut up, Zach. She said, no, I'm going to put some jeans on just in case they try to jump me. That boy said, you good. Why you acting like you in the pen? She do be acting like she a CB4 child. Oh, honey, yes, she does. So I take Tima is not a girl's girl. That's what I'm getting. Moving forward. In the next scene, Danny and Sabrina go back downstairs with them. And, you know, they got a little jack in their hands because it's the premium liquor upstairs. So they go back down there and they're like, Andi, you need to see this. Andy's like, how did y'all get in there? Sabrina said, we pressed P for the Penthouse. Andi said, that worked? Yes, Andi, it worked. So Karen was like, nah, we don't want to see it. Andi said, well, I mean, the Rolls Royce. We were curious about it. And Karen looking like, don't act like I was excited about that Rolls Royce. And Andi was like, you know, we went for a joyride. Danny said, okay, so what about the Rolls Royce? So Andi said, well, we went on a joyride. Karen said, yeah, and that controlling man tracked us, followed us, or whatever he did. Andi said, if you're going to tell the story, then tell it right. There were these people disguised as cops. Girl, this don't sound no better. And they sung me a song. She's like, you remember it? You remember it, Karen? How did it go? He's sorry. And he wants you back. I said he's sorry. You remember it, Karen? Karen looking at her like, no, I don't. Child, what in the Backstreet Boys? Oh, honey, I'm done. So Danny was looking disgusted and busted, honey. She was looking like, girl, this is not cute. I know that's right, Danny, but you can't tell her nothing. So Andi goes, he remembers everything I like, even that I wanted to live in the penthouse. Okay, but why did it take him this long for all of this to happen? Why did it take all of this for him to get some act right? Why we always got to suffer first? Why we got to go through cheating and abuse and neglect for us to get something that we deserved from the beginning? Tyler, you're perpetuating the struggle. And I don't like that. So they were like, well, girl, you need to go at least see it. Of course, Karen is saying no, but Sabrina and Danny are like, we're not standing up. So we got to go upstairs. They convince Andrea to take a peek. In the next scene, the bros are playing their midnight game of basketball. So Zach, Gary, and Aaron, they're all there. Zach looking at Aaron all crazy. Gary is like, oh, why are you looking at him like that? Aaron said, I'm dating his ex. Gary said, Karen? He said, you dated Karen? Zach said, yes, honey. Reluctantly, he said, yes. You know Andi? He said, I found out from my girl today. So Gary goes, who's your girl? Zach said, Fatima. Gary said, oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, dear God. Yeah, uh-huh. It is really 6 degrees of separation up in the ATL. Do y'all hear me? But why Zach mad at the preacher man? If it's over, honey, why you mad? Aaron is like, so how are you and Fatima? Why are you asking him that, Aaron? You don't know this man. He's like, we're good. How are you and Karen? He's like, oh, we're good. So Gary chimes in and he's like, okay, please, let's not do all that. But what I want to say is don't believe whatever Fatima says because she hates me, man. And they all do, Gary. It's nothing new. So Zach said, nah, bro, she said good things about your company. She doesn't say personal things. She's not Karen. Why you bringing Karen into it? Aaron said, of course she's not, because if she were, she'd leave you too. Okay, Aaron got a little saved shade in him. Okay, get into it. So Zach said, oh, okay, she actually didn't leave me. She's very much into me, like I was very much in to her. Aaron said, oh, okay, well, when was this? Zach said, long enough. She'll tell you. Baby, this is too much. Not y'all having a full-on kind of semi-fight over Karen and her bell bottoms. This is my thing, honey. I really don't care what they talking about right here. Where's my Maurice? I miss the empty-ass bank. Where is Maurice? Okay, Sabrina, I need some Maurice in my life. I don't want to hear nothing they got to say about no Karen. Moving forward. So Aaron said, well, she told me it wasn't long enough. Aaron, you don't even sound right talking like that, child. Just be quiet, honey. Just be quiet. So Zach said, Karen still be lying? You know she'll lie in a minute. So Gary pulls him to the side. He's like, Fatima really hates me. And he was like, no. He said, okay, so what did you do? He said, I didn't do nothing. Zach said, I used to say the same thing. What did you do? He said, okay, so I was kind of married when I got with Andi. So Gary is trying to convince Zach to talk to Fatima so him and Andi can get back together. So Gary said, look, I can help you with your stocks if you help me with Andi. He's like, I'm just need some help. Zach said, nah, bro, I just got in good with them. I can't help you. Sorry. I just really can't even help you. Gary said, okay, well, I can help you though. Because, you know, I know how you got that stock tip. He's like, I'll get that situated for you. So Zach goes, oh, okay. So you gonna help me? And he was about to give him 5. He said, are you out your mind? You grimy, bro. He was like, if you knew some stuff about me, why would you not say that? Gary is a snake. You can't trust him or Jake from State Farm. Something about them is not right. Be very careful with them, Zach. I'm telling you. So Zach is pissed. He was like, I'm not helping you with nothing. Get my ball back. Get my ball back. So maybe he get his little basketball and he gone. Meanwhile, Andi lands in the Mall of Americas, better known as the Penthouse, because baby, that place is huge. She's hyperventilating and whatnot, being all Andi extra. She's like, is this mine? Is this mine? Yes, Andrea, it's all yours. So Karen trying to act unimpressed. Karen, I know we don't like Gary, but baby, let me tell you something. Even this would have impressed me. Not impressed me to the point where I want my best friend to get back with a man who was married, but it would have impressed me like, wow, this is really nice. He did an awesome job. Baby, she broke down when she saw that self-portrait. Ooh, she's like, it's not just about the place. It's all of this. Like, this is inspired by my favorite movie. He remembered every detail, all of the colors, everything I wanted. No, ma'am. Tyler remembered every detail. But go on, set yourself off. Karen said, and do you remember everything he said to you? Here goes Sabrina. Karen, she said, well, I got to balance out the beautiful. Oh, Karen's so miserable. Oh, child, it's a whole fool. They're like, Karen, you brought us here, so tell us, you know, what you wanted to tell us. She was like, no, I don't want to tell y'all in here, honey, because, you know, misery loves company. She was like, no, why do I have to tell y'all here? They're like, just tell us. So, baby, they're not listening to her because, honey, she's acting like a Karen. So Danny was like, Andi, let's celebrate, girl. Let me pour you a drink. Andi was like, yes, please pour me one immediately. So she going over to pour the good stuff. And they was like, let's get Karen a drink, honey, because she needs one. She got to have a drink. So Karen goes, I can't drink. I said, girl, why you can't drink? She said, I'm pregnant. And scene. And that was the end of the episode. The episode really didn't give much. It gave Penthouse no dialogue. Zach and Fatima standing in his empty house. It's a whole bunch of empty going on. I don't know if Tyler got to get the furniture refurbished for the set or what is going on. Hurry up and get Zach moved in because his house was ready in 3.2 days and it was a dilapidated mess when he first got it. Please figure out where Andi gonna live and lay her wig down. Figure out when Karen is going to reveal everything and please send her to the doctor ASAP. I think Dr. Jackie, now paging Dr. Jackie, Dr. Simone, I think the Married to Medicine women can help her. And that's all I have for you today. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.